We are talking about the plan. The plan. Everybody's got a plan. If you want a title for it today, just because I like titles, I like titles for things. Let's call it That's Not the Plan. That's not the plan. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I personally like plans, and I like being in control. I like being able to say what's going to happen, where things should go, how things should go, what we're going to do. It's all my kind of decision. And that's something that I really like and really appreciate. I don't know about you guys, but if things don't... Why are you here? Sorry, Winston worked his way downstairs, but we're going to keep rolling. He was supposed to be upstairs, but it's okay. I don't know about you guys, but I really appreciate my my plan. God, Winston, shh. I'm trying to do something with it. I'm trying to talk to MXJ Hires. Gotta be quiet. Shh. Guys, I'm back. It's okay. He's calm. He's fine. When it doesn't go my way, I get a little frustrated. I get a little upset. Like when Winston sneaks down to the basement and starts barking because he wants to eat the balloon up here in the corner that some of you can see. Things that don't go my way, it's very frustrating. But a lot of times when things don't go our way, it turns out to be a better situation. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it is, but we don't know in the moment. I've got a story with Winston here who just always seems to sneak around into all of my videos. One time, it was during quarantine, like 2 weeks ago, probably like 2 weeks ago, I was waking up and I wanted a relaxing morning. You know what I'm talking about. I wanted to go downstairs. Some of you like coffee, some of you don't. I wanted coffee. I wanted to just relax. I wanted to eat my breakfast. And so I was like, here's the plan. I'm going to take Winston out and he's going to pee. He usually doesn't poop in the mornings, okay? This is a little detail for you. So he's going to pee. We're going to come inside. I'm going to watch Netflix. I'm going to drink my coffee, and I'm going to have a nice, relaxing morning. And so I let Winston out. We go out. He goes pee. It was perfect. It was wonderful. If you're a dog owner, you know what I'm talking about. And so then I'm making my coffee. And I was making my coffee. I was like, man, it's strangely silent out today. It's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with that. And all of a sudden, Winston comes in the room. And I was like, you didn't, did you? You did. I run in the next room and he pooped all in the next room. It was horrible. He was sick. He pooped. It was disgusting. Let me tell you, it was nasty. And that was my calm, peaceful morning was gone in an instant. Let me tell you, I was so frustrated. My anger level reached new levels that morning. I was so upset and so frustrated. It was not according to the plan. I looked at him in the eyes and I was like, you've ruined my morning, little dog. I was so upset, so frustrated. And sometimes that's how we feel, right? This whole coronavirus situation's taken away the plan. The plan was supposed to be that this is baseball season, right? This is people playing baseball. You're supposed to be at school, hanging out with your friends. Maybe you had a plan that you were going to talk to your crush a little bit, right? You're going to sit next to him in class and you're going to be talking all up to him. You're getting your crushes all, you're going to get their number and you're going to be texting. But now the plan's out the window. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes our plan gets a little topsy-turvy, right? Our plan gets a little changed and that's not how we wanted it. That's not the plan, right? Just like when I woke up and was so frustrated, Winston, I said, that's not the plan. But guys, I got something to tell you. It's not about our plan. It's about God's plan. It's about what God's doing. You see, there's these verses I love. There's a bunch of verses about this, but there's these verses in Proverbs that I love. It's Proverbs 16, verse 3 and verse 9. 16, verse 3 says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Whatever God wants you to do, that's what you're going to do, right? Commit your way to the Lord. Commit your way to the plans of God, and he will establish them. Verse 9 says, the hearts of humans plans their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Guys, sometimes we have these plans and we hook them all together. Everything goes right, and then all of a sudden the plan falls apart. Sometimes we're getting everything together and we think, you know what? Why is my plan falling apart? Why is everything failing? Why is it not going my way? There's another verse, Isaiah 55:9 says, my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. God's saying, my ways are better than your ways. Whatever you think you want to do, my ways are better. And see, guys, the Bible's filled with different stories of how things didn't go their way. Things didn't go according to their plan. There's a guy named Gideon. It's a super cool story. Gideon is out of Judges 6, sorry. And it's this amazing story about how this guy who is at this time where Israel was being conquered by another nation, and then this guy named Gideon, who's this little, basically like a little wimp, right? He didn't want to fight. He was hiding where he was, trying to do his job. He was getting wheat, but he was in a place where you don't do that. He was scared. He was terrified, and he was scared and terrified of what was going to happen, and God called him to be a general of an army. See, he goes out and he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to be trying to rule the military. He didn't want to do all these things, but God called him out. He said, no, your plan's not the right plan. And so, guys, as you go through all this craziness, just remember that sometimes God calls to change the plan that you have. Sometimes God calls you to go out and do something else that you weren't wanting, weren't expecting, weren't ready to do, and God's going to use that to do so much more. So guys, as you go out through this quarantine, through this week, say that use God's plan. Be like, God, I don't know what you want to do, but don't go by my ways, go by your ways, God. God, use what you want. Do what Isaiah 55:9 says. It says, God, your ways are higher than my ways. Your thoughts are higher than my thoughts. I want to go with your plans. And who knows, maybe someday you'll be commanding a giant army like Gideon. Maybe someday you'll be going out and being a missionary to places like Paul was. Paul didn't know he was going to be a missionary. Paul was persecuting Christians, and God stepped in and said, hey, that's not the plan. The plan is for you to be a missionary. And right now, we might be seeing coronavirus and this crazy lockdown quarantine, and you'll be like, God, that's not the plan. And God's saying, well, you actually don't know what the plan is. Something amazing is going to come out of this.